Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to React TCG. I know it's been a while, uh, but I'm back. I was trying to create some other stuff that wasn't just React videos. I couldn't get a lot of it to do what I wanted. Didn't turn out how I wanted. So I ended up posting one of them, the experiments or whatever the fuck that I was making. Um, People in the US will not be able to see it, unfortunately. The content that was used in it is banned there, I guess. Um, Canadian users can check it out though. Um, Other than that, on top of, problems with my trying to get my videos and stuff to work and get them to turn out how I wanted, I broke a tooth. So I had to get that fixed. But we're good. It's all fixed up and I'm back in it. It's I like I said, I posted that video earlier, and I figured it was time to post another React TCG. So we are back with episode 30. We got a milestone here. Um, we got a great episode. Just look at the top there, what we got lined up. Great videos, some great fights. So let's get right into it. Up first, we have got a rematch fight. It's gonna be Link versus Cloud. Um, in the first fight, I believe who won that fight? Link won, didn't he? Or was it? I actually don't remember who won that fight. Anyway, um, my vote's gonna go for Cloud. I think he won the original fight, and even if he didn't, um, I don't know. I feel like Cloud is just more of a his RPGs are. I feel like tougher than Legend of Zelda. Maybe not like, maybe not, but when you think about them fight wise, like not from a gamer point of view, from being in the person's shoes point of view. So yeah, I'm going with Cloud. We got an ad.
Link, the courageous and determined hero of Hyrule.
Cloudstripe, sword-swinging, spiky-haired Sephiroth Slayer.
Each are powerful warriors in their own right, but in a
Both Hyrule Warriors and Dissidia are crossover spin-offs and are not congruent with either main series. Because of this, any feats or scaling from both of those will be generally excluded from this analysis. Makes sense.
fight to the death, which one will win?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
Well,
a death battle.
he just chopped Majora's Moon in half. That was crazy.
In the land of Hyrule was a hero so great, even a goddess favored him. Destined to wield the Triforce of Courage, he fought for his people until his dying breath. Moreover, he was chosen to be reincarnated through time to continue defending against evil. This hero's name was Link.
Since Link's spirit had been reborn over and
Notable titles: Hero of Hyrule, Hero of Time, and Goddess's Knight. Age 17 as of Breath of the Wild. 4'10", sorry, as of Breath of the Wild. Jeez, my freaking throat is all scratchy or something. Bears the spirit of the hero, at least 14 known avatars chosen by the goddess Hylia. Likes fishing, cooking, setting things on fire, and dislikes pots, chickens, and the Philips CDI. For those of you that don't know, there are some very bad Legend of Zelda games on that fucking console. Very, very terrible.
Over, technically that means most links are kind of the same guy. It's a real link to the past. Which is probably why he's so skilled with tons of different weapons, like his Hylian shield, and of course, the
The
Master
Master
Sword.
Sword.
The Master Sword is no ordinary blade. Infused with sacred energy, it is evil's bane incarnate.
Master Sword counters dark magic, contains Fee, a spirit guide. But Bigoron's sword, Bomb Chew, Boomerang, Bow of Light with Fire, Ice, Silver, Light, and Ancient Arrows. Elemental Rods, Four Swords, Gilded Sword, Megaton Hammer, and the Slingshot.
Capable of destroying magical barriers, dispelling curses, and slaying immortal monsters.
But nothing's more badass than its laser beams and skyward strike. He can even charge it with lightning. You like that, like?
Link's carried hammers, clubs, spears, even boomerangs, and his talent with a bow is second to none. He has fire, ice, and shock arrows, and his light arrows possess holy magic. But the ancient arrows instantly consign foes to oblivion,
Oh,
appearing
shit.
to either transport them to another dimension or crush them into nothingness.
And these souped-up weapons have come in handy. Link's had his fair share of tussles defending the world from foes like Ganon, Vati, and Majora.
Link has survived rolling through
And Ganon is no slouch. Go watch him fight Dracula. You know, he does pretty good.
lava, and while wearing the Golden Gauntlet or Titan's Mitts, been strong enough to lift stone weighing well over 10,000 tons.
And the Force Sword lets him split up into copies of himself. Talk about multitasking.
With the Ocarina of Time, Link can summon storms, teleport across the land, and even travel through time with song.
But some of that doesn't hold a candle to the Sheikah.
The Triforce of Courage, Armor, Hylian Shield, Heart Ring L2, Magic Armor, Zora Armor, Mirror Shield, Red Mail, Red Ring, and Ancient Soldier Gear. Cane of Someria, Deku Leaf, Double Claw Shot, Fierce Deity Mask, Golden Gauntlet, and the Magic Cape.
Slate. That thing can set remote bombs, move objects magnetically, and totally stop time for things. And it can summon his Master Cycle Zero.
Motorcycles are all well and
Magic Spells, Ocarina of Time, Paraglider, Pegasus Boots, the Sheikah Slate, which can do perform Cryonosis, Magnesis, summon his Master Cycle Zero, control remote bombs, and is capable of putting enemies into stasis. Potions, the Chateau Romania, Elixir Soup, and Purple Potion.
good, but his sailcloth is certainly a more elegant way to move around.
So he's got a lot of cool stuff, but sometimes he's got to get sneaky about it. While he may be tough, Link can't always win fights with brute force.
His claw shots are perfect for maneuvering around the environment, and his magic cape can turn him invisible.
I can think of a lot of ways that would come in handy.
Well, let's see. Dummy. Dummy.
Haha, got ya.
You know, Link's weapons are very effective against sassy robots.
Ooh, you can't see me coming now, can ya? Ha! Hey, why didn't you get hit?
Right, the magic cape also turns Link intangible.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, guess there's no punch line.
I hate you.
Anyway, did you know Link's fast enough?
Fucking boomstick, man. Match the power of Majora, a world-destroying deity, has triggered volcanic eruptions, which is equal to over 7 megatons. Dispersed Misery Mire clouds with a 300 megaton blast. Attacked multiple times in the time frame of a lightning strike. Saved Hyrule, Lorule, Termia, Holodrum, Labrina, and the Twilight Realm, and has defeated Ganon, Vati, Maladas, and Demise.
To roll away from BMOS lasers, which are actual light beams. They burn things, move in a straight line, and the guide says they're lasers, so there.
As you can see, Link can dodge this laser at the moment it's fired. Given the distance between the two and the time frame, he would have to be moving 2 feet in just under 2 billionths of a second. About a tenth the speed of light.
Now that's a reason to say, excuse me, princess. Because if he didn't, no one would get out of the way in time.
But one item Link
Oh, shit.
has isn't simply a mere vehicle to increase his speed or strength. The Triforce of Courage, a holy relic that offers mystic power.
Well, Link has taken part in assembling the full Triforce at times. Only the Triforce of Courage piece is considered a standard part of his arsenal.
To its bearer, including protection from transmutation.
He's got some other spells too, like for shielding and healing, and his fairy spell lets him literally just turn into a fairy. Oh, look at him. Gets all tiny and he can fly around. Get the fly swatter.
Link's also been granted
What a
magic by
dick.
great fairies and spirits of past Hylian champions. Mipha's Grace can even revive him to full health after death.
And if all this
Oh, shit.
wasn't enough for him to just trash his opponents, Link's known to carry around a snack or two to help him out.
While he usually has a limited supply of magical energy, a single bottle of Chateau Romani gives him unlimited magic for 3 whole days.
That's nothing compared to his masks.
These masks not only change his physical form, but give him unique abilities, like how his Goron mask increases his strength.
He can even roll so fast he catches fire. But the
Oh,
Fierce
sure.
Deity mask is the best. It basically transforms him into a
The Fierce Deity mask is said to possess the merits of all other masks, implying it has the powers of all the other masks that Link has collected. That includes the Bunny Hood, Giant's Mask, All Night Mask, and the Stone Mask, each of which grant enormous boosts of power to Link.
dark god, 10 feet tall and 100% terrifying, with inhuman strength and the impossible Helix sword.
Fierce Deity Link could easily overpower Majora, who pulled the moon into the planet with enough force to destroy a continent and cause planet-wide destruction.
Well, sounds like he's got everything he needs to defend Hyrule. I mean, if you're chosen by a goddess, you gotta do what she says, right?
With the boy clad in green committed to the cause, Hyrule can breathe easy knowing it's defended by such a worthy champion. On the planet Gaia, run by the Shinra conglomerate, one young man wanted to be a strong protector of others.
Wait,
Just
the
like
whole
his
planet
hero, Sephiroth,
is run by the
elite
company?
member of Soldier. This was Cloud Strife.
The troops of Soldier are awesome. They get badass paramilitary weapons and get to cast magic from materia.
Materia is a byproduct of the life stream, an energy source that runs through the world.
Green materia casts offensive.
Master Magic Materia. Offensive, Fyaga, Blizzaga, Thundaga, Quaga, Bioga, Gravaga, Calm Meteor, Tornado, Freeze, Break, Death, Flare, Ultima. Healing, Karega, Full Cure, Regen, Arise. Esuna cures most status ailments. Support, Haste, Wall, Reflect, Shield, and Resist. Disruption, Stop, Silence, Slow, Sleep, Toad, Mini, Silence, Berserk, D-Barrier, D-Spell, and D-Zone. And Supporta Materia. HP Absorb, MP Absorb, Counter, Magic Counter, and Final Attack.
Spells, blue's for supportive spells, and yellow has commands. But red's the most powerful, because they can summon giant monsters.
Master Command Materia. Manipulate, Steal, Death Blow. Enemy skill acquires abilities from enemies. Master Summon Materia. Alexander, Ifrit, Kujata, Leviathan, Phoenix, Ramu, Titan, Hades, Odin, Bahamut family, Typhon, Knights of the Round, Shiva, and Choco/Mog. But wouldn't that be unfair to give him all the summons? Like, even one summon. I feel like that's unfair, calling it back up.
No wonder Cloud wanted to be a part of Soldier so bad. I'd want to too if I could have a giant dragon god as a pet.
This is Bahamut Fury, among the most powerful summons in Final Fantasy history. Capable of annihilating a moon, a feat worth over 140 exatons of TNT.
Which Cloud totally survived after he made it into the Soldier program without any problems whatsoever. Nope, none at all. Is this too much foreshadowing?
Cloud's time as a soldier mercenary was, well, it never happened. Despite his own memories saying
Full name, Cloud Strife. Gender, male, age 24. Height, 5'8", weight 136 pounds, imbued with Mako and Genoa cells, enhanced physique, greater affinity to the life stream, ex-first class soldier, or is he? Successor to Zack Fair and looks great in a dress. I mean, he he doesn't look fucking like a guy in drag. That's for sure, I guess. If you want to consider it a positive.
Otherwise, Cloud actually failed to join the program at all.
Alright, bear with me here. See, Cloud had a friend, a first-class soldier named Zack Fair. They went through a bunch of wacky adventures together, then got kidnapped by some weird cultists who injected them with alien DNA and Macho energy that supercharged them. It's a long story.
Time and time again, Zack came to Cloud's rescue. Until one day, a rescue would be his final act.
But before he fell, he gifted Cloud his big old Buster Sword. Hey, what's a sword between bros? Especially when Zack had been there for Cloud so much in the past.
Like how Zack was the one who helped Cloud adjust to the fact that he had never become a member of Soldier.
Or how Cloud hadn't been the one who took the moon exploding either. That was Zack all along.
Cloud's own history had affected him so much that he unintentionally took Zack's as his own.
Jeez, sounds like he needs to do some heavy self-reflection.
Cloud struggled with confidence ever since he was rejected from the soldier program. That, combined with the trauma from being kidnapped, experimented on, and watching his best friend die, fractured his sense of self.
You know, Cloud not being who he said he was reminds me of someone, Wiz.
What are you talking about?
You know, like how you faked your identity to avoid paying all those student loans and Homeland Security is still looking for you and...
What the fuck?
Hey, did you know, despite how the game works, Cloud can use materia without a weapon? Isn't that neat? Anyway, realizing his
Bro,
memories
what
were
the fuck are
faulty
you on the run
sparked Cloud's
from?
journey of self-repair. Though he had failed to become part of Soldier, he probably shouldn't have, because he's been in many fights just as, if not more impressive than those of Zack's resume.
Remember that awesome dragon? He beat him! Bahamut's super strong, but also fast enough to fly between planets in seconds. Hell, Cloud could even fly too!
I guess, more like he's able to jump hundreds of yards up and
No, that is
hang in
flying.
the sky and lunge around. Yeah, it's basically flight.
He can also use spirit
That was
energy.
flying. I don't give a shit what you say. That was 100% flying. Weapons: the Buster Sword, the Ultima Sword, and the Fusion Sword. Armor: a ribbon, which has status ailment immunity, excluding time alteration. Zaydirch, which improves his defense and has all elemental damage. And his limit breaks: level 1, Braver/Cross Slash. Level 2, Blade Beam / Climb Hazard. Level 3, Meteor Rain / Finishing Touch. And, of course, his Omni Slash version 5.
For super attacks called limit breaks, like the classic Omni Slash.
He's also worn several different types of gear over the years, but the one he's consistently kept is a certain ribbon which defends him from the majority of status effects, excluding time manipulation.
He's dodged bullets, laser.
One-shot Bahamut Sin, survived Hojo's experimentation, casually sliced large buildings in half, dodged Rufus's bright lights laser attack, skills to Zack Fair, who once tanked Bahamut's Fury Exaflare, lived through Safer Sephiroth's devastating supernova, ridiculously skilled with a motorcycle, has defeated the Turks, Shinra, Genova, Kaja, I don't know how to say that, Kadaj, and Sephiroth.
And electric attacks. He's casually sliced buildings in half, can cast literal nuclear explosions with his flare materia, and he even beat that handsome devil Sephiroth. I don't know how Sephi survived being impaled by a sword that's literally wider than he is, but Cloud got to kick his ass multiple times.
Even coming face to face with Sephiroth's ultimate attack, Supernova.
Along the way, Cloud also destroyed Shinra. That's one way to get back at the folks who refused to hire you. Oh, and he got an even cooler sword too. Get rid of that sentimental Buster Sword, Buster, cause the Fusion Sword isn't here to play.
With the Fusion Sword came a new version of Cloud, one who'd worked hard to resolve his personal issues and overcame any foe, mental or physical, in his way.
So all that, on top of beating Sephiroth 3 whole times, proves Cloud puts up one hell of a fight.
Despite Cloud's frustrating start as a young man with unattainable dreams, he grew up to become far more than he could have imagined.
After saving the world more than once, Cloud's strife deserves the hype.
Stay where you belong. In my memories.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want to last as long in bed as Link and Cloud do fighting gods, check out Blue Chew.
This episode of Death Battle is brought to you by Blue Chew.
Guys, it's been one heck of a year, to the point where it almost feels more like 12 years.
Yeah, it's...
We don't need reminders about that shit.
Oh!
Alright, Cloud. Beat that mute motherfucker.
Oh, great.
For the best. Link wasn't winning that fight on motorcycles. Hell yeah. Perfect landing. Really, dude? Would you stop breaking those? Stop it.
Excuse me?
Bro. Cloud is so fucking funny, man. Oh shit. Nice dodge. Get his ass. Oh shit. That's not good. Dude, he's fucking winning 4-on-1. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like Cloud's just more impressive. That's a lot of bombs. Oh shit. Yeah, no, he watch out. Oh, only one left.
Oh, no, you don't.
It's fucking magic cape. How did he grab the sword? Get his ass.
Now it's your chance.
Oh, deity mask? Yeah. Being guys bigger than him is his bread and butter though. He fights giant monsters all the time. Cut this bitch down to size.
Let's mosey, asshole.
Omni slash. Fuck your Triforce. 999, bitch.
Nothing to it.
KO! Guess Link thought it was time to split. Too soon? Yeah,
Link had an incredibly versatile arsenal available to him, given the abilities he had from his various weapons and masks.
And with stuff like the Sheikah Slate and Ocarina, the guy had so much to throw at Cloud that he could have easily gotten overwhelmed.
Even with that against him, Cloud could match.
Hypothetically, Link could travel back in time and restart the fight with prior knowledge. However, Cloud can use assess/sense materia to gain insight on Link's abilities and has experience fighting time-traveling entities.
Much of Link's arsenal with both his materia and superhuman ability. Link may have won a few fights with his time stop, but so would Cloud. For our purposes of determining who would win the most often, these essentially cancel each other out.
Link's Master Sword and Triforce of Courage helped him counter some of Cloud's materia. Like, he wasn't getting turned into a toad or anything, but Cloud's ribbon could do a lot of the same, especially against those fire, ice, and shock arrows.
Since both had multiple ways to
Well, Link could maintain infinite magic via potions. Cloud could siphon it with his MP Steel. Both could dispel each other's barriers, resist possession, counter curses, heal themselves, and even summon backup.
counter each other's more magic-based moves, and both had incredible healing spells. This really came down to their baser abilities.
Like how Link dodging lasers put him at a tenth the speed of light, but Cloud kept up with Bahamut, who flew between planets in 12 seconds.
Since this looks like Neptune, and considering Gaia is a stand-in for Earth, the distance between them would be 4.3 billion kilometers. To travel that distance in 12 seconds means Bahamut Fury flew at least 1,200 times the speed of light.
So
Bruh.
while Link was smart, had more experience, and has fought foes faster than him before, Cloud could literally run circles around him without him noticing.
Link's strength and power were nothing to scoff at, especially when scaled to Majora pulling the moon into a planet and destroying a continent. That would take an energy equivalent to over 60 exatons of TNT. However, Cloud was strong enough to endure similar attacks and return the favor in a devastating way.
Like how he survived Sephiroth's supernova attack.
Guidebooks confirm
Legend of Zelda has a few largely hypothetical cases of large dimensions being affected or altered by the Triforce, Demise, or Majora. Even if taken at face value, Supernova and Knights of the Round destroying their own dimensional spaces matches that high level of power with much less stupidity.
that the supernova is a blast that destroys dimensional space. Technically, it occurs in another dimension where the entire solar system is annihilated, with Cloud standing right there.
It sounds crazy, but this means he can literally survive a sun exploding in his face. I mean, it really messed him up, but still, it's a goddamn sun. Link's never had to deal with something of that magnitude before.
The hero of Hyrule put up an admirable fight and could certainly win in a few different ways, but Cloud's speed, strength, and powerful limit breaks meant that, more often than not, his victory was assured.
Link tried force, but against Cloud, he had no way out.
The winner is Cloud Strife.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, up next we have got Batman versus Iron Man. Oh, hold on.
It's officially fall, so let's talk
Alright, up next we got Batman versus Iron Man. If this was a one-on-one fight, no suits, I'd say Batman all day long. But with all of his different suits, the ability to control them remotely, the ability to swap between them, like on the fly, I think Iron Man's gonna have the edge over Batman. Batman largely wins and is largely a threat in his own universe because of prep time. You know, it's what everyone always says, but it's true. Because, like, he's been around so long in the DC universe, he's seen basically every hero and every villain's powers. Even when somebody new comes along, he's able to analyze them and figure out their weaknesses, their powers, all that junk. That's his thing. You know, but when he gets thrust into a battle with a new opponent, it doesn't end well. You know, think Bane breaking his back. You know what I mean? Or like how he has to come up with cures to stuff like the Joker toxin or poison ivy's, toxins, or the fear gas, or fucking, find a way to deal with Mr. Freeze's cold. Like, he has to do all this stuff after the fact. Whereas Iron Man, he's building these suits ahead of time for these situations that he believes will come. You know what I mean? He didn't all of a sudden have an underwater mission and go build an underwater suit. He built a suit and then he had an underwater mission. He's like, oh, I've already got an underwater suit. And so I think that's just that sort of mentality, and the fact that Batman wins via learning then fighting is like gonna result in Iron Man winning the fight.
Batman, DC's vengeful crusader of the night.
Iron Man, Marvel's genius billionaire playboy philanthropist.
These two mortal men have used their intellect and determination to take their place alongside gods.
And being filthy, stinking rich sure doesn't hurt either. He's
Fair.
Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
That's right, he's back. In case you're one of the many psycho supervillains stalking the streets of Gotham City, I would make peace with whatever god you pray to, because they won't save you from the goddamn Batman.
But
Facts.
before he dressed like a giant rodent and employed little boys in booty shorts as meat shields, he was Bruce Wayne, scion.
Yeah, some of his choices are questionable. Full name, Bruce Thomas Wayne. Height, 6'2", weight, 210 pounds. Occupation, CEO of Wayne Enterprises and Vigilante. Founding member of the Justice League and the Outsiders. One of the two smartest men on the entire Earth. Amanda Waller considers him to be a metahuman. And wants to know why you said that name. Fucking stupid. Guess this must have came out around the same time as Batman v Superman. Such a bad movie. Bad movie.
Of the multi-billion-dollar company, Wayne Enterprises.
Until Mommy and Daddy got 360 no-scope, leaving Bruce with a void inside him that could only be filled by the never-ending quest for justice and vengeance.
That night, Bruce Wayne died, and the Batman was born. He would devote his life to perfecting his body and mind to become more than human. He would transcend his own mortality into legend, a nightmare to haunt evildoers till the end of time.
Jesus Christ! I feel like Zoloft and therapy would work too, but okay, whatever works.
Batman's resume is absurd. He's mastered 127 martial arts, trained in stealth
Damn.
and assassination, and is a super genius with a photographic memory. He's the world's greatest detective, bar none.
Like how the League of Shadows needs to keep erasing Batman's memories because he keeps finding their secret bases. Or the time he found a dead body with no entry or exit wound and a 40-year-old bullet nearby, and somehow determined it must have been fired backwards in time.
Despite being a
that's
master
insane.
marksman, escape artist, forensic scientist, mechanical engineer,
And Ninja,
one of Batman's assets stands above them all.
his fat stacks. Fast to
Yeah.
hoard his billions in a tactical
His fucking bank account, man, is his greatest power. Standard batsuit, bulletproof, automatic taser, utility belt and gadgets. The Justice Buster, which is designed to beat the Justice League, carries several mini red suns. The final batsuit, powered by the Sunbox, can alter people's minds. And the Hellbat, highly powered nanokinetic suit created by the Justice League, which absorbs biomass as its fuel and once stood up to Darkseid.
armor and gadgets for every conceivable situation. If there's one word to describe Batman, it's prepared.
Made of reinforced Kevlar and titanium, his batsuit can resist knives and gunfire, and even protected him from this massive explosion. Judging by the size of the detonation, Batman's distance from the epicenter, and the surface area of his body, he must have withstood a blast of nearly 60 tons of TNT.
His cowl comes with night vision, infrared, and a radio, while his utility belt is chock full of smoke bombs, nerve toxins, a grappling hook, and batarang.
Let's see. Infrared, we got an infrared flashlight, smoke capsules, fingerprint dusting kit, miniature camera, lockpicking tools, tear gas pellets, microprocessor power source, microcassette recorder, Batline reel, the laser torch, plastic explosive grenades, and a rebreathing apparatus.
Which he can control midair and set to explode.
It was these tools that allowed Batman to wage his one-man war on crime.
But once he got over his angsty loner phase, he helped found the Justice League of America in order to bring his personal brand of Bat Justice to the entire world.
And Batman's knack for schemes and preparation skyrocketed to match, turning him into the Bat God we all know and meme. Like the time he developed a backup personality that would ensure he functions as Batman in case of a psychological attack that drove him mad. A backup human operating system. Like a computer, but it's his brain.
He even has plans tailored to his teammates' weaknesses should they ever go rogue. He's developed contingencies for everything, which is why Bats comes prepared with extra suits for any occasion.
Like his Nightfall exosuit to battle Bane, or the Justice Buster, which he obviously designed to combat the Justice League. He even got a final Batsuit from his sixth dimensional self that can rewrite your mind.
But my favorite is his stylish zebra suit, which he wore after getting weird Magneto powers. They just made his suit look like this for some reason. There's also the Rainbow Batman suits, the Suit of Sorrows, and of course, the Bat Nipples. Chicks dig the Bat Nipples. All paid for with the Bat credit card. Never leave the cave without it.
But perhaps his greatest suit of armor, the one designed to put him on the same level of insane mind-bending power as his League teammates, is the Hellbat.
Hell yeah.
The single coolest looking thing ever invented.
Forged by Superman in the heart of the sun, each member of the Justice League contributed to this monstrous mech's abilities.
And boy does it show, the Hellbat is absolutely hardcore.
Made of nanokinetic mesh, it can shapeshift around Batman's body and operates via telepathic link.
It can fly, turn invisible, and fire a bat-shaped chest laser. And by diverting all the suit's power into his fists, he can use the Devastator, a punch powered by Wonder Woman's strength. And she's strong enough to yank the frickin' Earth around. Though it does have a 95% chance of giving old Bats a heart attack.
Which he has given himself to save all of Gotham City on at least one occasion. It's that level of insane drive that pushed him to use the Hellbat in his one-man invasion of Apocalypse in order to bring his son back to life.
You know, Apocalypse, home to the god of evil himself, Darkseid. Batman stared down the final boss of DC Comics and actually kicked his ass.
This is incredible, considering Darkseid is a being strong enough to destroy entire universes and fast enough to fly to the edge of the universe in seconds. Since the DC universe is significantly larger than our own, that would be over 600 quintillion times the speed of light.
That same Darkseid avatar even took a Shoryuken from Alan Scott, who was amped up from the energy of the multiverse. And Bats cleaned his clock just as hard.
But
when the Batman gets serious, you don't want to get in his way, man. He will fuck you up. But like I said, you know, he knew who he was going up against. He's gone up against Darkseid a million times. He knew what to be prepared for. He doesn't know how to fight Iron Man, because he's never fought Iron Man or anyone like Iron Man.
This incalculable strength is drawn from Batman's own life force, specifically his metabolism. Should any fight with the Hellbat go on too long, Batman may succumb to its hunger before finishing the fight himself. Or absorb someone else's biomass for fuel. That works too.
So basically, you'd have to be completely batshit insane to pilot this thing. And Bats, sorry to break it to you, but the grown man that wears his underwear on the outside isn't all there.
In keeping with being a perfectionist, though, he's completely aware of this. That's why he does not kill. Because if he did, he understands that he can't trust himself to know when to stop.
Batman is outsmarted the nigh
Solo the White Martian team, HyperClan, endured the 49-day Thogor ritual, took down 100 armed guards at the same time, built AI satellite Brother Eye, saved the universe from the Hyper Adapter, became the god of knowledge, brought his son back to life, and has defeated Joker, Superman, Darkseid, and the Justice League.
Omniscient Metron defeated his dark counterpart, the Batman Who Laughs, and humiliated Superman in a one-on-one fight. No, wait, that one's not canon. That one he technically had help. Yeah, that one!
Although
there we go.
Many of his greatest accomplishments have been aided by his exceptional prep work and foreknowledge, He's no stranger to being put on the spot, even in the face of Armageddon. Who else would kick the Spectre, the Angel of Wrath, God's divine judgment, in the face, and then tell him to get
Get the hell out of his city.
I'll tell you who. The
The
goddamn
goddamn Batman.
Batman.
Oh my god, boobstick,
The
man.
hell out of his city.
I'll tell you who. The goddamn motherfucking Batman.
Oh man. Boomstick is great, guys.
You would be forgiven for doubting the destiny of genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist Tony Stark.
Yeah, 'cause you can add massive prick to that list too.
Tony's
Yeah.
parents died when he was still young.
Full name, Anthony Edward Tony Stark. 6'1", 225 pounds. Damn, he weighs more than the Batman. That's crazy, bro. Occupation, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, and massive asshole. Founding member of the Avengers and the Illuminati. Trained by Captain America, Black Widow, and Shang-Chi. Is the first human being to ever wield the Infinity Gauntlet, and likes to roleplay as Doctor Strange.
Young, leaving the mind-bogglingly brilliant prodigy to inherit a multi-billion-dollar tech company.
With mommy and daddy's purse strings, Tony decided to live it up and down in booze and the ladies.
Which was problematic considering he made his fortune as a part of a military-industrial complex, selling devastating high-tech arms to the highest bidder.
And Tony got to see his handiwork firsthand when it literally blew up in his face.
Yeah.
Tony never had much of a heart to begin with, but after that, he literally had even less. Unlike so many men of weaker spirit, though, Tony refused to give up. He was made of tougher stuff. He was made of iron.
So he built himself a robot suit to bust the hell out of there. And when he got back to the good old US of A, he devoted his life to protecting the world from the kinds of weapons he helped make by making an even better robot suit and becoming a superhero.
I am Iron Man.
Hell yeah.
Building new suits of armor wasn't just a hobby for Tony, but an obsession. Over the course of his long career as a founding member of the Avengers, he has constructed dozens of different models, which he can call to him at once like a literal one-man army.
Most of his armors come with the same basic toolkit: super strength, massively hypersonic flight, and repulsor blast.
Repulsors are extremely dense beams of muons, unstable subatomic particles similar to electrons. They're actually really interesting. See, they're classified as leptons, which don't have any known substructures. Just sort of like...
It's a laser!
Just suck the fun out of it. His armors also come with onboard AI, like
Tony Stark has had numerous AIs in the past, including a backup AI of himself if he were to ever be influenced by outside sources.
Friday, which can hack into enemy technology, command his other suits to fight remotely, and operate down to the picosecond. That's 1/trillionth of a second.
Even outdated armors are strong enough to blow up a chunk of rock as big as Manhattan. By taking a look at its speed, Tony's armor would have had to be hidden with an energy of nearly 300 teratons of TNT. That's 3 times stronger than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Years spent defending the Earth has conditioned Tony to be prepared for any threat imaginable, and he has an armor for almost any occasion.
He's got an armor to bust.
Standard on all of his armors are flight, super strength, repulsor blast, and an AI companion. That's the Model 51 Model Prime armor, which has stealth mode, samurai mode, the Hulkbuster mode, etc. Can negate energy, and it has remote hacking capabilities. Model 63, also known as the Godbuster armor, capable of fighting cosmic beings. Model 68, the Virtual armor, powered by the Escape, a virtual universe that is capable of creating anything that Tony can imagine. And the Soul's Hammer, a planet-busting space laser.
An armor to bust Thors, an armor that can turn intangible, a super tiny armor that can mess with your insides, and an armor made of white sticky alien goo. Definitely not legal in all 50 states.
Gross. In order to remain as flexible as possible, though, his standard go-to is the Model Prime. It has all the classic Iron Man staples and has even incorporated size changing for extra strength, an invisible stealth mode,
And a badass lightning samurai sword. Say what you want about the smug son of a bitch, but he's definitely got style. And crippling
Yeah.
alcoholism. But look who's talking.
It was more than likely that same devil-may-care attitude that led to Tony revealing his secret identity to the world, which I guess had no consequences.
Look, Wiz, when you build a space laser strong enough to wipe out alien fleets in one shot, I don't think the Mandarin is going to interrupt your shawarma lunch date.
That space laser is a Dyson sphere, a speculative superstructure that is meant to encircle an entire star and harness its energy. Something only possible by a theoretical Type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale.
It's basically when you're galaxy-brained enough to draw power from the entire solar system.
Yeah.
I know it's comics, but the fact that Tony just has one of these lying around is insane. Known as Soul's Hammer, Tony's incomplete sphere is strong enough to destroy a planet at only a 2% charge.
Didn't you work on one of those? I remember you talking about how it'd solve your student loan problems once and for all.
On behalf of the families of several planets that no longer exist, I'm not legally at liberty to discuss that.
Years of
Oh,
protecting the
shit.
world from aliens, gods, and even his friends. All of that stuff wore Tony down and turned him into the one thing he promised himself he would never become. A narc.
Siding with the US government's enforcement of the Superhuman Registration Act led to a literal civil war between
Yeah.
superheroes. It wouldn't be his last.
Though
Nope.
it did prove he could hang with the best of them. He's
Waged civil wars against Captain America and Captain Marvel. Beat Reed Richards in chess 5 times. Has made the Sentry bleed. Isolated a command single in picoseconds. Sorry, it's picoseconds, isn't it? Survived nuclear explosions at 2% power. Created a genetic clone of Thor, which did not end well. Shattered the Phoenix Force, and has defeated Ultron, the Mandarin, Korvac, and Thanos.
beaten Captain America in hand-to-hand combat, survived blows from Thor, and even took down the Worldbreaker Hulk.
He even matched Magneto. Magneto, the guy that controls metal, the thing that surrounds Tony's entire body, by amplifying his power with Jupiter's magnetic field.
And then Max punched him with the power of the sun, and it was like, no big deal. There really doesn't seem to be a limit to how insane Tony's tech gets. In the movies, this is the same guy that figured out time travel just sitting around one evening. In the time it takes me to down a beer, Tony's already shattered the laws of physics.
Fake ass ads for fake ass games, bro.
Yeah, sure. Go to the Middle Ages and play Knights with Dr. Doom, you scamp.
Perhaps his greatest
Why
invention
not?
of all, however, was the Escape, an entire virtual universe where the only limit is his imagination.
And because Tony's nothing if not predictable, he made an armor out of it. That's right.
'Cause of course he
made
did.
An armor out of a universe.
This virtual armor is composed of solid holograms that can form any weapon Tony can.
Escape allows you to do anything that you can possibly imagine, so any addition to his past armors can likely be added to this virtual armor. Solid hologram, virtual armor. Its only limit, my imagination.
think of. But even it likely cannot compare to the armor Tony created inside the Escape, the Godbuster.
It's literally Iron Man going Super Saiyan. The Godbuster was so powerful it destroyed the entire Escape in a single blast, along with the AI controlling all of it.
An earlier iteration of the Godbuster was able to stand up to Celestials, cosmic gods that can warp reality, like Galactus, Odin, and Franklin, who can threaten the multiverse with their power.
So it lives up to the friggin' name in case you were wondering. But it isn't that kind of power that makes Tony special. After a life spent wallowing in vice and pleasure, Tony rebuilt himself into a man he could be proud of. Someone who could sacrifice everything to save the world.
I suppose underneath it all, that man of iron had a heart of gold.
You want my property? You can't have it. But I did you a big favor. I have successfully privatized world peace.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want the same level of confidence as these two billion.
Freaking Blue Chew again. Da, 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 da.
Time for a death battle!
Come on, Iron Man. Bro, what are you listening to?
Now, I can respect a man with a healthy sense of paranoia and billions to spare, but Steve and Nat are really
he's luring him.
about this. Take the watchtower offline now, Bruce.
You don't want this fight, Tony. It'll be the biggest mistake of your life.
Give me an explosion behind you. Called it.
Clark, do you read me? The watchtower is being attacked.
Seriously, Bats? I figured out hacking in the 2nd grade.
Yeah.
I think I got in here. Aside from... Really, Bruce? This stick? I thought we were grown-ups here.
Oh shit. Hold on, what did he say?
I thought we were grown-ups here.
Ready when you are.
Oh shit. Hey yo, oh!
Friday, I need Soul's Hammer online pronto. Match my coordinates, I'll try to... Oh.
Oh! Oh shit. I might have underestimated the Hellbat. Oh damn. Oh damn.
What did you expect? I am Batman.
Oh, it wasn't even him.
And I am Iron Man.
Oh hell yeah.
Got a suit for everything, Bats, including busting wannabe gods like you.
One-man army. No, Batman's a one-man army too. Especially in this thing. God damn. He is just giving them the hands. Oh. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh. Fucking you up, Tony. Oh.
Had to divert some power to hacking that suit.
Oh, hell yeah.
2nd grade. Friday, fire the hammer.
She's used them as a fucking shield. Oh shit.
No more armors, Tony. Just you and me.
Oh no.
Man to man.
Well, man to genius.
Dude, stop fucking talking shit. This is your worst matchup. Oh fuck. Come on, Tony.
Just one more.
Hell yeah.
Model 58, the nano armor. Snuck it into your body back on the watchtower. Friday, initiate self-destruct.
Hell yeah. Suck it, Batman.
Friday, I could really use a drink.
Or 10. Jesus Christ, you got fucked up, son.
KO! Oh, come on! You know if they fought naked, Batman would have beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Batman is a character defined by his tenacity, preparedness, and utter genius. So is Tony Stark. So
Yeah.
neither could rely on that skill set alone to pull them through.
And it shouldn't come as a surprise. Batman's standard batsuit couldn't quite hold up to the firepower of even the most basic Iron Man armors. The batsuit is surprisingly tough, sure, but it isn't taking hits from a dude that can punch apart Manhattan. And despite Bats having a ton of nifty gadgets, Iron Man's armors were way more varied and powerful. With so many unique and often alien abilities, there was no way Bats could predict all of them.
Yeah,
With
that's all what I
he
was
could
saying.
certainly figure out a plan of attack, but since Tony is just as much a genius schemer as Batman, he could do the same.
There are lots of cases where he would have won, especially
The Justice Buster was specifically designed to face the Justice League, and many of its armaments would be ineffective against most Iron Man armors. Likewise, it cannot counter the abilities of certain Iron Man suits.
with his ace in the hole, the Hellbat.
The Hellbat's raw power and speed absolutely dwarfed the majority of Iron Man's arsenal, and could have killed him immediately were it not for Tony's own trump cards.
Like the Godbuster, which was definitely strong enough to contend with it. The Hellbat could take on Darkseid, but a weaker version of the Godbuster could hold its own against Celestials.
Darkseid was a being capable of threatening the multiverse with his power and moving many times faster than light, but the Celestials were capable of the same.
With an armor that strong, Tony could buy himself enough time to break out all his other tricks, like sneaking nano armors into Batman's body, phasing through him with ghost tech, draining the Hellbat's power, or just hacking his suit and shutting it off.
And with an army of armors at his beck and call, Tony could certainly hold Batman off long enough to employ those strategies. Hell, since he can control them remotely, he technically didn't even need to be there and put himself in harm's way.
And remember, the Hellbat used Batman's own
The final Batsuit could, in theory, be used to control Tony Stark's mind. But, between dealing with Mephisto and his AI backups, it was not enough to be the deciding factors.
life force as a battery. He needed to end the fight quick or else his own armor would kill him first. With Tony throwing an army at him, he didn't have a good way of doing that. Tony just had way too much shit to throw at Batman, while Batman didn't have the time or options he needed to keep up.
Batman may have been a god among men, but Iron Man's wealth of gadgets, insanely powerful tech, and greater mechanical experience allowed him to crush the Caped Crusader.
You might think it's an injustice that Batman's gonna need avenging, but Iron Man was in a whole nother league.
The winner is Iron Man.
Yeah. So Batman, like they said, is a god among men. You know. But the thing is, I mean, Tony said it best in the Lex Luthor versus Tony or versus Iron Man fight. He's not a man playing God. He's a god playing a man. Anyway, up next we have got Goku. Oh, hold on. Up next we have got Goku Black versus Reverse-Flash. Nice. I'm a DC person. I love Flash. He's easily my favorite DC hero. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Reverse-Flash. He might be a piece of shit, but he's a piece of shit that can keep up with, you know, Flash. Plus, dude is just... he is time travel stacked on top of time travel. Like, he is an anomaly wrapped in an anomaly, fucking shoved inside of a mystery or some shit. Like, dude does not make sense for how he exists still. He just exists and will always exist.
Goku Black, the body-stealing arbiter of divine justice.
And the Reverse-Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's with
Fair enough.
boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Thinking about playing D&D online? Here are
I might
three
be,
things you need to know.
but I'm not gonna watch your
One,
ad about it right
no-
now.
What consumes the thoughts of a god? What do immortals dream of with all the time in the world? In Zamasu's case, his one goal was divine justice.
Yeah, this guy's got major Final Fantasy big bad energy all over him.
As
Yeah,
the assistant to Universe
facts.
10 Supreme Kai, Zamasu prized above all else cosmic order and natural beauty.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you know I can burp and fart at the same time? Here, let me try.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the
Gross.
inherently chaotic nature of mortals.
That was right in my ear.
Unsurprisingly, Zamasu despised the inherently chaotic nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know those people too. His heart was clouded. Until the day he met Son Goku.
With God Ki, Goku could match blows with the god of destruction, Beerus.
Yeah.
The clash nearly destroyed the entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most,
Hey, I reacted to that fight. Just the fight though, since the full video is banned in my country.
It could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when two gods of destruction fought, they were capable of casually destroying 2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds, they'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this.
After fighting Beerus, Goku learned to tap into Super Saiyan God without transforming, effectively allowing Goku to reach such power while in his base form.
Though clearly not at its full strength. While the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue is unknown, Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget, Goku trained with Whis and fought.
Zamasu took Goku's body from an unspecified point in time, at least a year into the future, suggesting that his stolen body was stronger than Goku himself was in the present of their conflict.
In the tournament with Universe 6 before Zamasu caught up with him, so by that time he was way stronger.
Here was a mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities, someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So Sammy did what anyone would do in that situation. Kill his master to become the Supreme Kai, wish on the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku, and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu became Goku Black.
Please, Goku Black? You couldn't be more creative?
No, you might be wondering, why didn't he just...
Real name, Zamasu, height 5'9", weight 136 pounds, North Kai of Universe 10, ex-apprentice to the Supreme Kai, Gawasu, abnormally talented fighting prodigy, likes tea, flying pigs, and himself, dislikes mortals, time machines, and Zeno.
Just wish all the mortals dead, but that wouldn't be as fun, would it? Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And in keeping with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan Rose.
Rose? Really? What is he, a
Yeah.
suburban wine mom? Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love! He stole Goku's techniques too.
Saiyan Physique, God Ki, Black Kamehameha, Black Powerball, Divine Lasso, Flight, God Split Cut, Telekinesis, Instant Transmission, Planet Bomb, Regeneration, Sickle of Sorrow, Thundershock Surprise. Super Saiyan Rose matches and potentially surpasses Super Saiyan Blue, and of course, the Time Ring.
Like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location. He's even got the Black Kamehameha, which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets stronger and stronger every time he almost dies. He just becomes harder and harder to kill.
Which really sucks for the rest of the universe, because Black is kind of like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split Cut, where he surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons. He used this very technique to, kill Goku's family.
He can even extend this Keyblade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha, confirms my suspicions that Goku is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the Desert Bandit Yamcha. Wait,
what?
He can make a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones. Black, not Crater Boy over here. But his most dastardly weapon isn't a key technique at all. It's the time ring he got from his dead master.
This ring allowed Black to travel through time, and even escape into future Trunks' alternate.
Well, the primary function of a time ring is to travel between the future, present, and alternate timeline events. It can also be used to follow other time travelers via space-time disturbances made by the temporal alteration, even allowing the user to enter the past for a limited time.
Timeline, where he had free reign over the entire universe.
And let him team up with his best bud, himself. Too bad Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there 2 Gokus? There's only one Goku in the multiverse, right? But Goku met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's paradox. The thing
Yeah.
is, Black's time ring prevents him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline. So,
Yeah.
killing him in the past doesn't change his future, and vice versa. He's almost impossible to kill because even if you do it at one point in time, he still exists at another point in time.
And another.
And
And another.
And another.
And another.
And another.
Oh,
Another.
God, I hate time travel. Black has crushed Saiyans like Goku.
Yeah, time travel's a pain in the ass, bro. Superior to Goku's Battle of the Gods feats, replicated Goku's fighting style after just a single fight, bound Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta with telekinesis, slew the Supreme Kai and God of Destruction in future Trunks' timeline, survived Goku's attempt at performing Kai in the manga only, fused with Zamasu to become one with time, and has defeated Goku, Vegeta, and future Trunks. And I just want to say, him being the God of Destruction in his timeline, only because he beat the Supreme Kai. The Supreme Kai is the weak link of every God of Destruction. You kill them, and the God of Destruction dies by default.
Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Hell, even Vegito couldn't beat him. He even merged with the universe to become one with everything. Like I said, major Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage. How ironic. Zamasu's higher calling was the eradication of all mortal life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His quest for power meant nothing against a being that would always be stronger no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed anyway. It's like one
Yep.
big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
Barry Allen, the Flash,
Ah!
is one of the greatest heroes in history, an inspiration to many across time and space. And there's no better example than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
All right, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here at Death Battle, but I'm confident that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
You
Just
clearly
by
have
thinking
not
about
seen
it.
what Elon
Meet
Musk
Base
named his
44.
kid.
Eobard was completely obsessed with the Flash and dedicated his whole life to studying the Speed Force like a total nerd. Good luck to him, because there's no way he's figuring that shit out.
But Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence, it just so happened to contain Barry's costume. By experimenting on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took him under his wing. It was a dream come true.
Until Barry realized that Thawne had fabricated crimes in order to show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne found out that Barry already had a best friend, and a family, and a life. Without him, he didn't matter. He wasn't special. He was just a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about, like my Tinder dates do to me.
If only. When Thawne visited the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle. Eobard Thawne. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch? The shock drove
Real name Eobard Thawne. Height 5'11", weight 179 pounds, also known as Professor Zoom and Mr. Zix. Originally from the 25th century, professor of the Flash Museum. Once had plastic surgery to look like Barry. Likes Barry Allen, Barry Allen, Barry Allen, and dislikes Barry Allen, Barry Allen, and Barry Allen. But yeah, I hate that that's his story, just because, like, basically he met him like one time. You know, he trained him and then found out he was doing bad guy stuff and beat him up. Then he went back to his own time where he already had a family and friends and stuff and continued living his life. And Reverse Flash is like, what the fuck? He just forgot about it. It's like, dude, he figured he was never gonna meet you again. Unless he went back to the 25th century. He didn't think he was gonna meet you because he didn't think you'd ever run back in time. Because you're not supposed to do shit like that. You're not supposed to run back in time. It messes with the timeline.
On mad. If he couldn't be Flash's best friend, he'd be his greatest enemy. And I guess also ensure his own future death.
He would travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past. Revenge in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash? We're really setting the world on fire with these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws his powers from the negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes, just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access
superhuman speed, superhuman strength, accelerated healing, cyclone creation, hypnotic voice, invisibility, intangibility, lightning, shockwave projection, temporal and dimensional travel, and time absorption. Also, sorry, I'm hung up on this again. Just think about his story for a second. You know, Barry met him, and he was a good guy, or whatever, like pretending to be a good guy, and his name was Eobard Thawne, but he wasn't the Reverse Flash. Then he went back to his timeline. Then the Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne went back to go talk to Barry, but then found out that he was the Reverse Flash. Like, but that would mean that Barry would have had to already run into the Reverse Flash before Reverse Flash figured out he was even Reverse Flash. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because, like, the museum already had the statue and knew his name, which means Barry had to have fought him and unmasked him and realized that this was the same guy that he trained in the 25th century before the guy came back and found out he was going to become the Reverse Flash. Like, what? That means that he didn't go and attack him for the first time at that moment when he figured out he was Reverse Flash. He ran back further in time and attacked the Flash there for the first time. Like, what?
to many of the Flash's powers, including his mind-bending super speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally,
who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport. Wally even beat himself in a race, and Barry admitted Thawne was still faster than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But unlike Barry and Wally,
most of the
Speed
Speed Force does it
more catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say, vital organs. And if he did, he'd scramble their molecules, causing instant death. Thawne did just that to Barry's wife, Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne's vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty crazy sounding, but even B-tier speedsters like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing your speed like other Flashes, he can steal your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life and age you 80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda sounds like your sex life, huh, Is?
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill at time travel, and he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Thawne wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could, push him down some stairs, retcon his best friend from history, kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she still rejected him, he went back in time again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This guy's a monster!
Yeah.
How it feels
Literally.
to get your travel right with kayak.
It's not even the half of it, man. Just still more.
The wall of Tepigs. Oh my god, I'm gonna double down. Oh!
But wait, Wiz, that's impossible! Grandpappy Paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future, which means
he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempts man has made to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Oh shit.
Actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne essentially broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe
What the
he just
fuck?
hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself.
That's also possible.
Whoa.
More specifically, he became a living paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman. Vapor.
Okay, wait. The reason he decided to fuck up Barry's life is because he couldn't kill Barry. Because he'd destroy himself. If he's now disconnected from that, has no past, no future, whatever, why doesn't he just do that now? That would be my first thing if I was his villain. I would just go back in time and kill him as a kid. Boom, done. Goal completed, I win.
Terrorized by Iris in some sweet, sweet payback, or getting Dr. Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay dead.
But more than anything, it made him immune.
Took on the entire Flash family at the same time, moved fast enough that Barry could not see him, reversed the destruction of the universe with his own hands, tanked an infinite mass punch, survived weeks with a bullet hole in his head, could not be killed by Dr. Manhattan, and has defeated Barry Allen, Wally West, Godspeed, and Paradox. What's he saying over here? My future, Barry? Like the day you broke my neck? Or the night you watched Batman's father slide a sword through my back? Empty threats to a living paradox. There is no future, no past. Like, see, if that's true, then go back and kill Barry before he becomes the Flash. Doesn't affect your timeline anymore. You win. You can do whatever you want after that. Take over the world, kill people, do whatever.
From consequences.
Unlike Barry, whose changes to time could destroy all of reality, Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to stop, with no reason to hold back.
He's survived a hit from Barry while he had the entire Speed Force absorbed into him, and even Wally's infinite mass punch, which has the mass of a white dwarf star. A white dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just took a nap. Man, he must really hate Barry if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But he doesn't hate Barry. All of his schemes, all of his machinations, all of his insane timeline-shattering threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
That's...
It was because it was the only...
Why, Thawne? Why won't you stop? Why do you keep invading my life? Because...
the way he could think of to...
It's the only time you'll spend with me.
Spend time with his hero.
That's really sad.
His costume says it all. He never intended to be the Reverse Flash. He wanted to be the Kid Flash. All Thawne ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Thawne, he reset his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's comics, Wiz. He'll be back. And when he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster. He'll always catch you. And time is always on his side.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, let me tell you how to reverse things in the bedroom in a flash with Blue Chew.
How about we just skip that? Alright, reverse flash.
It was me, Barry.
Oh, you motherfucker. He put the statue there that killed Quicksilver.
Mortal sinners, prepare for divine justice.
Dick. Haha.
Oops. Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
Stand still and face your judgment, mortal.
Okay.
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful?
I could take it or leave it, honestly. Oh shit. If you just left him in space, that would have been... like, he could have won the fight by just beating him up in space.
Incoming genius. I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse.
Magnificent. Mortal sinners, prepare for divine.
Why aren't you dead?
Oh shit. What the fuck? Yeah, he's dead.
To stand atop all things and look down upon creation itself, that is the work of a god!
Empty threats to a living paradox.
Hell yeah.
How truly foolish.
Yeah, he stole your ring, bitch. I knew it.
Was that important?
Never trust a speedster once they get their hands on you. They'll take everything you own. And you'll never know. KO, bitch.
How fun.
KO! You know, we've sent enough people to that sun, we really should have a timeshare.
This
That's
was
fair.
a fairly tricky matchup to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could destroy a universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass, but that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up. At their peak, both Goku Black and Reverse-Flash were so impressive they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either of them meaningless.
Stupid time travel.
It's difficult to determine who would figure out a counter to this temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely had the
Yeah,
edge.
no shit.
Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thorn is a Flash.
Even early in his career as a member of the Flash family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate. There are
Go watch that fight.
numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly equal to.
Plus, he's kind of an expert when it comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could likely overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire DC.
Even the immortality of Fuse Zamasu would have difficulty surviving a battle with the Reverse Flash, as Thawne is capable of destroying entire timelines, somewhat similar to how Zeno destroyed him in canon.
Universe, which is stated in comics to be at least 100 trillion light years in diameter. That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super generous.
The DC universe is also stated to expand at 60 trillion light years per half second and has multiple spatial dimensions. While Goku Black is likely hundreds, if not thousands of times more powerful than Goku was during the Battle of Gods arc, it is difficult to argue that even Fuse Zamasu could reach such levels.
With training and power boosts and multipliers, the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart the entire DC multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and once he took care of that time ring, Reverse-Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu may have been
An average Saiyan's lifespan is close to or slightly longer than a human's, though their bodies do not decay. In fact, a Saiyan can remain at peak physical condition until the very last few years of their life.
Deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zamzam?
Goku Black was a nightmarish foe, but Thawne's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him the means to take the win.
This fight was definitely not sunderwhelming.
The winner is the Reverse Flash.
Hell yeah. Up next, we have DIO versus Alucard. I'm gonna go with Alucard. I know a bit more about him, and I mean, Team 4 Stars freaking Hellsinger Bridge was hilarious, man. And I'm sure that's who they got to voice fucking Alucard in the video. Because why would you not do that?
Dio Brando, everlasting adversary of the Joestar bloodline.
Alucard, undying enforcer of the Hellsing organization.
Vampires, the spawn of nightmares formed from the blackest pits of man's demented imagination.
Anime, basically the same thing. What do you get when you combine them? Two of the meanest monsters out there. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Stop paying hundreds for royalty-free music.
Yep.
Imagine, if you can, someone so wicked that the sheer magnitude of their unholy dickishness literally destroyed the universe.
You might think they'd have to be no less than the devil himself, but it was him, Dio.
Born a penniless street rat with a cunning mind in the slums of Victorian London, Dio was humiliated by his poverty and abused by his alcoholic father.
His bitter resentment and small dick energy would lead to a lifelong...
Full name, Dio Brando. Height, 6'5", weight 231 pounds, age 123, Stone Mask Vampire. His stand is the world, arch enemy of the Joestar family, father to Gianoro, Ungallo, Raquel, and Donatello. Was down too long in the Midnight Sun Sea. Don't know what that means.
Desire for ultimate power and immortality to reach a place over heaven.
And he'd get his chance to act when he was adopted into the wealthy Joestar family. Dio planned to kill his new father, George Joestar, and take his fortune for himself. Only one thing stood in his way: his new brother, Jonathan Joestar, aka Jojo.
Dio tried to go all alpha wolf on Jojo by engaging in such classic sibling pranks as beating him up, molesting his girlfriend, and setting his dog on fire. Jesus! You give that creepy dog murderer what for, Jojo?
But after years of emotional manipulation, Dio's twisted assassination plot was foiled by his righteous stepbrother.
With help from the interfering Speedwagon. All seemed lost until Dio pulled out his Plan B, an ancient stone mask that turned him into a vampire. That's just bizarre.
Okay, so he's not technically a vampire like, say, Dracula. Instead of turning you into an unholy demon, the stone mask eliminates your body's natural limitations.
Making him way stronger, faster, and tougher than any human. He can hear a heartbeat through the ground, fly through the air, and hypnotize you with just a glance.
It gets weirder. Dio
Super strength, speed, durability, enhanced senses, blood-sucking, regeneration, vaporization, freezing technique, Space Ripper Stingy Eyes, Flesh Buds, Hypnosis, and Flight.
Dio can create mind-controlling flesh buds from his hair follicles, vaporize the moisture in his body to freeze anything he touches, and fire beams of pressurized fluids that can split the sky.
Pressurized fluids? Oh, sometimes it's too easy, Wiz. Even more insane is Dio's healing factor. He's been burnt alive, impaled through the head, bisected, decapitated, lost limbs, filled with bullets, and had a huge hole punched in his chest not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Another similar vampire, Straight, survived being blown to pieces and just pulled himself back together.
All Dio needs is some blood to speed up the process, so he is basically a vampire. Though I guess the fangs are just for decoration because he sucks blood through his fingers.
What the fuck?
Dio used his powers to raise a zombie army to conquer the world and feed a baby to its own mother.
What the fuck?
We've had a lot of real pieces of shit on this show, Wiz, but I'm starting to think Dio takes the cake. Luckily, his plans were foiled again by his old frenemy Jojo,
I hope
who
he
beat
dies.
Dio's ass with a martial art that uses the power of the sun. Hamon.
Because, should Dio's vampire body be subjected to sunlight, he will instantly disintegrate.
So,
Good.
What did Dio do? Well, he cut off his own head, killed Jonathan on his wedding night, and attached his head to Jojo's body.
What the fuck?
Cake taken, for sure.
After a brief century in a coffin at the
Well, Dio has not used all his vampire powers since acquiring Jonathan's body. There's no evidence to suggest he can't use them anymore, especially after drinking Joseph's blood.
bottom of the ocean, Dio resurfaced in Egypt and tried once again to take over the world. His ultimate goal was to create a world where everyone knew their own fate and could make peace with the inevitable tragedies life had in store. In Dio's mind, heaven.
And he'd make it happen no matter how many breads he'd have to eat.
After being struck by a mystical arrow, sure, why not, Dio gained a stand, the embodiment of a user's life force. Since they're made of psychic energy, stands can only be seen by stand users, and can only be hurt by other stands. Quite the obstacle for any opponent lacking similar abilities.
Ow! Hey!
Oh shit!
Look, Wiz, I got a stand! I call it 99 bottles! Hold on! Oh shit! Don't worry, Wiz. I'll change you back with your Ooh, look, a giant beer.
No!
As befits a
He
god
killed
among
Wiz.
men, Dio received one of the most powerful stands in history, the Worm, with its ability to stop time.
Time, huh? Thanks for the ow! Well, not only does his time stop get
Physical range 10 meters, visible to non-stand users. Selective intangibility, overwhelming strength and speed. Time stop lasts greater than 11 seconds. Increases with each use and is thought activated.
Longer with each use, he can spam it as much as he likes. He's a massive troll.
The world is absurdly strong and fast, able to match the stand Star Platinum, which belongs to Jonathan's great-great-grandson, Jotaro Kujo. He technically inherited it from Dio through Jonathan's body and bloodline, making Star Platinum and the world the same stand.
And both are two of the strongest stands out there.
Time stops length maxed out at 11 seconds upon Dio's death, and was increasing by 2 seconds each time he used it after fully merging with Jonathan's body.
Just as strong as Stone Free, which can punch meteors that were pulled to Earth in seconds.
By measuring the distance the meteors are from Earth, we can estimate they were moving at over 11 million meters per second. Factoring in their mass, they'd each have a kinetic energy of 441 kilotons of TNT.
Not that crazy when you can throw punches that are fast.
Okay, what I don't get is if it increases every time he uses it, right? Like, is that a permanent thing, or was that, like, it starts at 11 and then it goes further every time he uses it? Because, like, if it's a permanent thing, why would you not just sit around one day and spam the shit out of that till it's, like, a full minute, or, like, a day or something? Like, you know what I mean? Something crazy. So when you use it, you can just beat people's asses. All three stands possess a strength rating of A, making them at least equal to each other, although Star Platinum and thus the world has been called the world's strongest stand.
Faster than light. No, really, Star Platinum kept up with this stand, Silver Chariot, which could cut a beam of light.
Looking at the interval Silver Chariot's sword swung relative to the light beam, it must have moved over 1,500 times the speed of light. And Dio himself has matched Star Platinum on his own, and taken its punches head on.
Yeah.
There are other FTL feats in JoJo. Joseph dodging a light beam from the redstone, cars blocking a UV light beam after it's fired, and Silver Chariot deflecting lasers from the sun.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to Dio's secret weapon, the greatest weapon in anime history. The Steamroller! Turns out Dio's a hell of a chef. He can make pancakes and donuts.
Even so, despite having a
outsmarted genius tactician Joseph Joestar punched Jotaro across Cairo in seconds, split a cloud formation with his laser eyes, deflected an emerald splash with a finger, tanked a ship exploding as just a head, survived the world's destruction, devised the stand made in heaven, and defeated Jonathan, Joseph, Paul Naref, and Kakyon.
Massive god complex, Dio's still a careful tactician capable of exploiting an opponent's weaknesses.
Too bad he wasn't prepared for Jotaro to learn how to stop time too and murder the shit out of him. That's some hardcore karma right there. But it only makes sense that a dog murderer would die like a bitch.
But much like the machinations of great and terrible men, Dio's will was immortal. In time, his greatest follower succeeded in extinguishing the Joestar bloodline and literally remaking the universe in Dio's image, creating that heaven he always dreamed of.
I guess when you're named after a rock star, a movie star, and, oh, that's right, God, you're pretty much bound for greatness.
You thought your first kiss would be Jojo, but it was I, Dio!
How blessed are some people whose lives have no fears, no dreads. For though the world seems full of good men, there are monsters in it.
But don't worry, jolly old England has it covered with the Helsing organization.
Founded by famous vampire hunter Abraham Van Helsing and led by his descendant Integra, this secret government institution has saved the world time and again with their secret weapon.
And what better weapon to hunt vampires than with one of their very own, the no-life king, the bird of Hermes, Alucard.
Hell
his origin.
Yeah. Full name Vlad III Dracula. 6'3", 185 pounds, 598 years old, is a true motherfucking vampire. Kill count is in the millions. Is the Hellsing organization's trump card. Canonical to Bram Stoker's Dracula. And was a little girl during World War II.
Was shrouded in mystery, but under Hellsing's employ, he was molded into an elite hunter, made even more vicious by his intense hatred of his fellow vampire kind.
A hatred that he expresses with two of the gnarliest handguns you'll ever pray to your infinite god to never see in person.
Alucard's primary sidearm is the Castle, a behemoth of a handgun able to kill most undead in one shot with holy bullets that can nullify a vampire's healing factor.
The Jackal is the handgun she told you not to worry about. 16 inches long and weighing 35 pounds. Its armor-piercing, hollow-point bullets, jacketed in blessed Macedonian silver, were built to annihilate the toughest monsters.
God
And
damn,
after
they're
decades
beautiful.
of clandestine experimentation, Hellsing enhanced Alucard's vampiric abilities far beyond the norm.
Alucard can walk through walls, cast illusions, levitate, and move objects with his mind. Objects like, say, an ocean of over 3 million people's blood? That'd be
Yeah.
energy worth half a ton of TNT.
His psychic prowess allows him to read minds, communicate telepathically, hypnotize with a glance, and see through hallucinations with his third eye.
He's not a Triclops. It's more of a sixth sense that lets him hit bullseyes from a kilometer away and even predict your movements. Kinda like the Sharon gun.
Of course, he wouldn't be a real vampire if he couldn't drink blood. The catch is,
Yeah.
when he drinks enough blood to kill you, he literally absorbs your soul. And that right there is the source of his most fearsome ability.
You just can't kill the sumbitch.
Blood-sucking, regeneration, shape-shifting, intangibility, third eye, love beam, telepathy, telekinesis, illusions, and immortality.
Shoot him into Swiss cheese, blow his ass to smithereens, turn him into a literal blood puddle, he'll just regenerate his body lickety-split. Like, we've seen some overpowered healing factors on this show before, but Alucard's is just bullshit.
Yeah.
While he does possess blood and organs like a regular human, Alucard's body is, in reality, composed of an ethereal, shadow-like substance that he can morph any way he wants. This allows him to shapeshift and instantly heal any wound. And each soul Alucard has consumed acts as an extra life that he can spend whenever he's fatally injured. Kind of like a video game.
And after 500 years of unlife, Alucard has consumed literally millions of souls. What up?
Yeah. Not again.
Here.
Oh, thank God.
Just like me.
What up?
Oh, God damn it.
I am not afraid.
Also, did Wiz just say he's consumed millions of souls? Or people? What the fuck?
Hellsing needed a beast as fearsome as Alucard to take on Millennium, aka Nazi vampires. That's like evil squared.
Like when Millennium SS Lieutenant Rip Van Winkle commandeered a British aircraft carrier as part of an invasion of London.
Alucard didn't like that very much, so he jackknifed it with an SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah, he did.
Mockery.
A fully loaded Blackbird weighs 170,000 pounds, meaning it's struck with a kinetic energy of 11 tons of TNT. That's as powerful as the US Massive Ordnance Air Blast.
Measuring the size of the explosion instead increases the yield to 50 tons of TNT. However, it's also possible Alucard did take damage and simply healed before he emerged.
AKA the mother of all bombs, and Al was in the middle of that and strolled out like it was nothing.
Just as impressive as intercepting Rip's magic bullets. Comparing the distance one bullet moved to the jet in the same time frame as the jet's own movement, each bullet would have to be moving at 1,500 times the speed of sound.
And Alucard caught one with his friggin' teeth. And after giving Rip's name a new meaning, he drove that aircraft carrier back to shore with his mom.
Moving an Invincible-class aircraft carrier at several knots, assuming 3, would yield a kinetic energy of over 26 megajoules, or 0.006 tons of TNT.
To fight two separate armies at the same time. What a goddamn monster!
It goes without saying that Alucard's immense power and bloodlust needed to be controlled, so 6 restriction levels were placed on him that he can release against dangerous opponents.
Levels 6 through 2 are for wrecking your ordinary ghouls. Level 1 is for your heavy-duty vampires, and for getting this gnarly demon doggo made from his shadow essence, Baskerville.
But there exists an even greater state of power Alucard can release when he wants to end the world.
Level 0.
Once activated, Level 0 releases every single soul Alucard has consumed as a sea of blood-soaked zombies. All 3 million of them.
Sure,
Yeah.
with his soul's gone, he can't heal his...
Level 1. Further enhance physicality in Baskerville. Level 0. Tubucan Alhambra. Rip Van Winkle. Wallachian Army. Ottoman Janissaries. European peasants, and 3,424,867 Londoners.
Easily, and if his heart is destroyed, he'll die permanently. But the sheer numbers and power of this army from hell makes him virtually impossible to approach in the first place.
He's unstoppable! This guy's got to be like the king of all vampires!
Indeed, he is. Hellsing purposely kept Alucard's true identity a secret, all in the codename. Alucard backwards is...
Dracula?
Yeah.
Duh, Wiz, idiot.
Over 500 years ago, the Wallachian voivode Vlad Dracula battled the Ottoman Turks for control over Eastern Europe, and impaled thousands of people in the process. Hence his historical name, Vlad the Impaler.
But things didn't end up too good for him. Right before his execution, he took a big old sip of some blood from the battlefield, sacrificing his humanity in order to become an immortal creature of the night.
And that is when the legend was born. But it wasn't anything Dracula was proud of. He grew to despise his monstrous nature.
First Millennium and the Ninth Crusade. Survived Alhambra's playing card. Telekinetically moved a sea of blood. Caught Rip's hypersonic warhead. Survived crashing an SR-71 Blackbird. Tanked being thrown through buildings. Returned from limbo after 30 years. Defeated Alhambra, Rip, Anderson, and Walter.
And saw it as cowardice. The main reason he hated other vampires so much was that he really hated himself.
Oh, that's deep, Wiz. Maybe that's why he always lets his enemies rip into him like a piñata of self-loathing. His crazy OP healing factor will fix everything anyways.
Millennium would exploit this arrogance by tricking Alucard into absorbing the soul and abilities of Schrödinger, a German cat boy who controls his own quantum state. This grants him pseudo-omnipresence and immortality. He can exist everywhere and nowhere, and cannot die so long as he can recognize his own existence.
But because Al had 3 million souls kicking around inside him, Schrödy couldn't recognize himself anymore, forcing him, and thus Alucard, to fade out of existence.
So Alucard spent 30 years killing the other 3 million souls inside of him until he could return to reality and his master. He undid his own unexistence.
No matter how spoopy the
Wow.
threat, Alucard will show no mercy. He's just waiting for the day he meets a noble human warrior strong enough to end his unlife for good.
But should he face a fellow monster, a fool who rejected their humanity like himself, he'll let loose the dogs of war, and all hell will sing.
I'm a dog. Then you're dog food.
Yep.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want the same kind of confidence that lets you try to take over the world with a zombie army, first off, interesting. Secondly,
I mean, fair. That is interesting if you do want that.
a little bit of...
Alrighty, blue 2, blue 2, blue 2. And here we go.
You interrupted my dinner.
Funny, I was just thinking about having mine.
Then by all means, take a bite.
Yeah, not even close, dude.
Oh, so very weak, dog. You thought you'd triumph, but it was I. Dio?
Yeah, bitch.
If I'm a dog, your dog food.
It'd be a chew toy, but not dog food. It's not dead yet.
Huh?
You just did that for fun, right?
I'm gonna enjoy hearing you scream.
How's the look of actual fear on his face, bro? Shit turned into fucking Resident Evil.
A real fucking vampire.
Damn right. Beat his ass, Alucard. Get that motherfucker. Awesome. Oh.
You want blood, you disgusting monster? Show's on your own.
Damn it.
I want to rule the world!
Shit. What the fuck was that?
Face me, Vampire King! Bow to your new god!
The bird of Hermes is my name, eating my wings to make me tame.
Useless, useless, useless.
Oh shit. Will that kill him? Guess he got rid of all of his zombies. He got him while he had his level 0.
Alucard pulled out all the stops, but like the bloody drink, it was in vain. Finger guns.
He may have been the king of the vampires in Hellsing, but Dio had everything he needed to clip the bird of Hermes' wings.
Alucard's strategy in most fights is to heal from an opponent's attacks until they get tired, then take advantage of an opening. But he couldn't do that here because Dio didn't really have any openings, and Alucard wasn't nearly as strong or as fast to compensate.
Yeah, no.
Alucard could survive crashing that jet and move 1,500 times.
While Dio's healing factor was inferior to Alucard's, it was still potent enough to heal from any of Alucard's attacks, especially with Alucard's blood always available to drink.
Faster than sound. But scaling from Stone Free and Silver Chariot, the world could punch relativistic meteors and move 1,500 times faster than light. That would make Dio nearly 40,000 times stronger and 800,000 times faster than Alucard.
Hell, Alucard couldn't even see or hurt the world in the first place because he's not a stand user. And since stone mask vampires from JoJo aren't weak to holy weapons like Hellsing vampires are, Al's guns were more or less dead weight.
Plus, Alucard just had no way to get past the time stop. Even if he did somehow, Dio could just freeze him on contact.
And considering Dio has taken punches from Star Platinum, Hal would have had trouble doing damage even.
Stance of capable of interacting with intangible opponents, such as when Silver Chariot blocks an attack from the Shadow Stance Sethian. So Alucard's intangibility would not have protected him in this case. Sorry, yeah. Thought I might have missed something. So, wait, did I?
times stronger and 800,000 times faster than Alucard.
Hell, Alucard couldn't even see.
Well, his third eye can see through illusions, does not allow him to see invisible spirits. Alucard has also never interacted with ghosts or the like, and will be unable to hurt a stand.
Or hurt the world in the first place, because he's not a stand user. And since stone mask vampires from JoJo aren't weak to holy weapons like Helsing vampires are, Al's guns were more or less dead.
Well, Jackal nullified Anderson's healing factor by doing more damage than he could heal from. Dio's durability and regeneration are far better and would heal easily from the Jackal.
Plus, Alucard just had no way to get past the time stop. Even if he did somehow, Dio could just freeze him on contact.
And considering Dio has taken punches from Star Platinum, Hal would have had trouble doing damage even if he got the chance.
Dio's far greater speed and power meant that, given enough time, he could realistically kill Alucard 3 million.
Alucard would not know that Dio is weak to sunlight and would not think to exploit that. Even if the fight lasted until sun came up, Dio would simply hide again until nightfall.
Times in quick succession. Without any viable options for attack or openings to exploit, Alucard's soul-based regeneration meant he would run out of lives eventually, and level 0 only sped up.
Despite their numbers, the vast majority of Alucard's familiars are physically human and would be unable to overcome Dio's durability, let alone his stand, time stop, freezing, or speed. Would Anderson the priest defeat him? Would Walter the butler defeat him? Alucard released level 0 and admitted all of his lives. Then he became the only one in his castle.
Up that process.
Sure, that army's nothing to scoff at, but consider the time Dio's eye beams split those huge-ass clouds.
Estimating the size of the clouds and the speed at which they moved, Dio's beams must have output an energy of over 10 megatons of TNT, enough to wipe out Alucard's army in one go, leaving him vulnerable. Just like when this other vampire, Walter, could have killed.
Well, Dio would not know to target Alucard's heart specifically. He wouldn't need to. His bows are powerful enough to destroy Alucard's entire body, especially in a stand rush.
Than by piercing his heart. Alucard's even admitted it himself.
Hell, Alucard's army is filled with blood. You know, that thing that Dio uses to heal? But Wiz, what about Schrodinger? With his powers, Al can't die unless he chooses to.
While Schrodinger's quantum immortality makes him impossible to kill normally, it is literally part of the story that Alucard cannot have Schrodinger's abilities and his greater array of powers at the same time, or else he'll no longer exist. We can't give him both Schrodinger and his standard powers without breaking the lore and rules of the character.
Even if we did, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't help him.
Dio is a crafty, strategic fighter. Because a fight with Schrodinger would be a stalemate. Given enough time, he would come up with a plan like this eventually.
Kill Dio at all, so at best it'd be a stalemate. Until Dio hypnotizes Alucard.
Alucard also lacks resistance to hypnosis as his third eye needs to be consciously activated and has notably failed against Alhambra.
Asks him about his powers and forces him to eject Schrody like the rest of his souls.
Shocking though it may be, Dio's overwhelming offense, impenetrable defense, and uniquely devastating abilities wore Alucard down until the No-Life King had no lives left.
Alucard got Dio-owned!
Boomstick, you tell the worst puns in the world.
That's right, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And hey, wait a minute, that was a pun. That's my territory. We talked about this.
The winner is Dio.
Alrighty. And for the final video of episode 30, we have got Death Battle's 150th video. Macho Man versus the Kool-Aid Man. The shit they come up with sometimes, man. Let's fucking do this.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Hey, it's Marshall.
Oh, hey.
Boomstick Bud, you'll never believe this. I found your dad.
Oh shit.
Okay, I think your dad's around here somewhere. I got a tip from a guy. He's wearing red.
Wait, his dad or your guy? Ah, who cares? Boomstick doesn't need this.
Oh, yeah!
Oh shit.
What you need is
just a snap into a Slim Jim.
Macho Man Randy Savage?
That's Dad?
Dad?
What? No, Randy Savage never had any children.
Hey, who knows? He had a dynamite career in the wrestling ring, and that could bring in all the ladies. My mom definitely would have gone for that.
Oh, the Macho Man is the cream, and I'm always rising to the top.
Well,
Gross.
for those unaware, Randy Poffo.
Why is it displayed like that? That's fucking weird. 6'2", 237 pounds, portrayed by Randall Mario Poffo. Manager is Miss Elizabeth. Has competed in 2,104 matches. Damn. And has a 70.2% win rate. Has 18 different title reigns, 6 world titles from WWE and WCW. Won the 1987 King of the Ring. Won the 1995 World War III, and has battled Chuck Norris and Spider-Man. What the shit, bro? Defeated Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Major Glory, American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Goddamn, bro.
Burst into the wrestling scene in 1973 as Randy Savage, the Macho Man. In just a decade, he smashed into the World Wrestling Federation and won a heavyweight championship.
Macho Man? More like Macho King. He bench pressed over 300 pounds and ripped himself out of a straitjacket. He's won 70% of all his televised matches thanks to his super move, the elbow drop.
Except when he's using that same elbow drop to, no joke, bring people back from the dead.
Yeah.
When my brother was down for the count, I smacked him back into full fighting condition.
Bro.
That's just the power an intercontinental heavyweight champ like me brings to the ring, oh yeah.
And he's kicked butt outside the ring too. He's battled
Oh,
Spider-Man
that's
and
what they
even
meant.
Chuck Norris. That's right, he fought the guy whose push-ups pushed the earth down. No wonder he
Check out that fight, yo.
was powerful enough to destroy entire planets as the intergalactic tyrant, Wrestlord.
That seems a bit out of character.
You know I'm thirsty to win, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did someone say thirsty?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Please listen closely. This sucralose abomination with no respect for solid structures is more than just a 5-cent mascot.
Damn right, he's a friggin' superhero. Once upon a time, he was just a simple pitcher with a smiley face. But then the thirsties attacked, threatening the delicate balance between hydration and drought, achieving intelligence and mobility unheard of for glassware. Only the Kool-Aid Man possesses the power, the skill, and the sheer liquid magnitude to battle this alien force. That's right, the Kool-Aid Man fights to save the world.
Yeah, bro. Comics are weird. Name, Kool-Aid Man. 6 feet tall. 11,000 pounds. #1 quencher of thirst worldwide. Apparently solved the worldwide thirst crisis. Cool enough to cool off volcano. Destroyed the sun with a surfboard. Survived an encounter with Stewie Griffin. And has defeated the Thirsties, Scorch, and terrorists.
From thirst itself. This is real.
Standing 6 feet tall and weighing 11,000 pounds. God damn. He never lets a foe get away, even braving time travel and outer space.
Yep, even in a vacuum, he's golden. Just like that golden nectar flavor, right? You remember that? Just looked like a bucket of piss.
So it's safe to say the Kool-Aid Man is surprisingly powerful. He's super strong and can seemingly break through any wall, be it wood, brick, steel, concrete, or even spaceship holes. Yet his true power is far more esoteric.
Can summon Kool-Aid, immune to all manners of thirst, says no to all walls, size and density alteration, telekinetic control over all Kool-Aid, teleportation and dimensional travel, time reversal, notable flavors, Kool-Aid, vampire form, Ice Cool, grants ice breath, Incrediberry, grants jet-boosted flight, and blasts off, can create stars. What the fuck is going on with this death battle, bro? Like, come on. There's no fucking way.
He can teleport himself and others in an instant, enlarge to kaiju proportions, and summon walls out of thin air.
But Wiz, let's ask the real question. Is the Kool-Aid man the glass pitcher or the juice inside? Like, where is his soul?
Well, we have seen him exist solely as a pitcher before adding Kool-Aid mix, but officially, he's both. Which is important as he can always summon more Kool-Aid.
That's cool, I guess, but why would he even need more?
Because the Kool-Aid Man is an unexplainable, high-fructose corn syrup eldritch deity that possesses complete omnipotent control over all things Kool-Aid. He can control it telekinetically, use it to create portals to his own Kool-Aid dimension, launch himself or others fast enough to spin the moon, and even manipulate matter. Such as when he twisted these mountains into Kool-Aid.
Which is how many tons of TNT or whatever?
What?
You're the math guy, math it up.
But we're not at the lab. The only one there is the IT girl.
Yeah, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn! I need you to calc this mountain.
On it. Right. Let's not ask me. The actual
Shut up,
living
dummy.
computer.
Done.
Sigh.
Based on their shape, these appear to be stratovolcanoes. To manipulate each to twist at 1 revolution per 0.2 of a second, the Kool-Aid Man would have to be exerting energy equivalent to 497 sextillion joules. For a little perspective, that's only about 5 times less than the energy output every second by the sun.
Which he broke, by the way.
Okay, but when Macho Dad snaps a Slim Jim, he...
I love when they include Jocelyn. She's great. Explosive magic summons lightning tornadoes, a stampede of bulls, spicy side, smaller and more destructive version of a Slim Jim, capable of sentience, capable of movement as a snapalope. What the fuck is a snapalope? Strong enough to tear apart a person from the inside. Oh my god.
Also gets crazy world-shattering powers. Like, he can teleport, shapeshift, and manipulate reality. He can control electricity, smash through any wall, rip your hair off with wind power, and summon tornadoes, lightning, even a stampede of raging bulls.
Okay, bro, what the
so
fuck?
manly.
I didn't exactly expect these, sodium flesh sticks to contain such potent magic.
Well, however they work, he's eaten so many Slim Jims, he's maintained some of their power permanently. As Rasslor, he defeated the superhero Major Glory with a single punch, who could run 500 laps around the world in 2 seconds. That would require speeds over 33 times faster than light. If these two were to fight each other, it would be wild.
But first, if you want the confidence of the world's most awesome pro wrestler and a sentient fruit drink, check out Blue Chew.
This episode...
God damn it. I really have been fucking trying to sell Blue Chew lately. Seriously, what the fuck is going on with this battle, man? I'm not even gonna pick who's gonna win, 'cause this one just feels like one of those joke ones. Alright, let's do this.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Get him, Dad!
What the fuck? Okay, legitly, what the fuck? Oh shit, atomic elbow drop.
So, did you know? Kool-Aid Man's liquids can raise plants and heal the dead?
How'd this grass get so tall?
Yeah, well, Macho Dad can turn into a friggin' dragon.
Isn't that just a Skyrim mod?
Not that big of a stretch. He can turn his fingers into snakes.
Oh no, snakes.
Right.
You're just jealous of how
What the
awesome
fuck is
my dad
happening?
is.
He's not... Look, Kool-Aid Man is
Are they-
like nothing he's
what
ever
about the
fought.
fight, guys?
That sugary monster once turned the entire world into Kool-Aid.
Come on, bud. Your dad's got this.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, forget it.
What the fuck? Oh, so he turned the Slim Jim into Kool-Aid. What the fuck? They're just like claymation. What the fuck did I just watch? You kill him? What the fuck? Oh my god, he's stuck inside. He drank all the Kool-Aid. Oh shit.
The cream always rises to the top. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Boomstick's dad.
Dad! No! I ain't your daddy, kid. Bleh.
Wait a sec. If he's not your dad, but your dad is here and in red, then that can only mean.
Oh my god, your dad is the Kool-Aid man? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Huh. That was different.
What the
Skill set
fuck?
was beyond expectation. But, well, the Kool-Aid Man could destroy the sun.
Greater than even Rattler's theoretical planetary feats, if you want to count those. These rules change all the time anyway.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Good.
Macho Man was faster, being over 30 times light speed. Even the Kool-Aid launch to the moon was only a fraction faster than light.
But Randy could not be savage enough to hurt him.
Kool-Aid Man possesses full control over all Kool-Aid. It was important to confirm that his existence is both of the pitcher and the liquid inside, as that means so long as Kool-Aid exists nearby, the Kool-Aid Man has life. And thanks to his magic, he could always summon more. I suppose Macho Man didn't have the thirst to win.
Was that a joke?
Do you have an off switch?
Yes. Anyway, the winner is the Kool-Aid Man. Obviously.
Wiz, it's terrible! I'm the spawn of sugar and food coloring!
Okay, I found your tip guy.
It's Deadpool! What the hell is happening?
Hey, I'm wearing red, just like I promised. You wouldn't have come if you knew it was me, right? After all, I'm only the second most famous Vancouver Deadpool. Damn that himbo.
Okay, where's his dad?
Oh, no idea. But my man Macho knows, so you can just ask.
Oh shit.
Yeah! Same time next week.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Last time. Where is my father?
Oh shit. You're actually gonna meet his dad?
Shit. Thought it was them goddamn squirrels. Is
Oh.
that you, Bobby?
Mama? I thought Dad was here.
So did I, Junebug. So did I. But I reckon I learned something. You can't worry much about what you hope for, because then you might miss the way things turn out. Like how you got a couple of real good friends here helping you.
I guess you can't always
Wow.
get what you want.
But you just might find what you need.
Really?
Thanks, Mama.
Now get off my lawn, boy! Those goddamn squirrels ain't gonna hunt themselves!
Hey, oh shit.
Wait a Davy Crockett minute. That voice sounds familiar.
Oh shit. So it was his dad. I said we I thought that or whatever.
Jesus. Did I have a son?
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for watching.
But yeah, I said that back when they did the red versus blue thing, that like that was his dad, or like they made that joke or whatever. That's funny. Alrighty guys, that is gonna be it for this episode. Go to Death Battle, give them the love. That fucking video was crazy. So I think they deserve it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that great stuff. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.